Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to discuss different licenses or permits you might need for your business. But before I get into it, I just want to say that this video is just for general education purposes only. It depends. The answer to everything is it depends. So what permits you need, what licenses you need, depends on the industry that you're in, the region that you're in, different things like that. So in order for me to say for sure, I need to work one-on-one with clients. Sometimes I even need to do some research for their specific industry, their profession, their region. So this can be very simple for some businesses, but for others it can be quite complicated. So I always recommend just, doing some research, working with a qualified professional in your area, in your industry, to make sure that you are getting the right licenses and permits to operate your business. But now, for starters, what I mean by additional licenses or permits, this would be just aside from your regular ones, where you're probably going to want to have your business registered with the business registry, the corporate registry in your province, maybe in your state, in your region. Again, that depends. And then secondly would be typically you just want your business operator's license for the municipality in which you're operating in. And again, that can depend, but that's what's the most common setup, at least here in Canada, is registering with the provincial corporate registry and then getting a municipal business license. After you have those, lots of businesses, but not all businesses, need some additional licensing and permits. And so I'm going to briefly discuss those today and some of the different ones that you might need depending on your industry. So one of the first ones would be a restaurant permit, where if you're operating a restaurant, typically you're going to need a health permit. There might be a health authority that's going to inspect your restaurant space and make sure it's safe, and then give you a license or a permit to operate, a commercial kitchen or a restaurant in your region, whether that's municipal government doing that or provincial or state government. So that's very important to have, if necessary, in your region, especially for businesses that are producing food for commercial sale, for commercial use and things like that. Now, another one related to food service businesses would be for businesses that are serving alcohol or selling alcohol. Typically, they're going to need some type of liquor license and maybe even collect a special liquor tax. So again, that can vary, but if you are selling alcohol, serving alcohol, chances are you're going to need something like that. Likewise with selling vapor products, typically if you have a retail store selling those, you'll need some type of extra licensing, whether that's through a provincial government for certain taxes or a federal government. Always good to look into that if you're serving products or selling products like alcohol, like tobacco, or vape products. And then just to add to that, of course, also with cannabis, depends where you are. In some countries that's still illegal, but here in Canada, we do have cannabis retail stores. And so those would be treated similarly to, liquor stores or, tobacco retail stores or vape stores, where typically they're going to need some extra licensing, maybe some extra permits, maybe signing up for an extra tax account for taxing the sales of those products. Now, another additional permit you might need is if you are importing or exporting. So importing, if you are bringing in goods to your country for then resale, or exporting if you're selling to other countries. And now in Canada, typically if you are doing that, you are registering with the federal government in order to have an import-export account for your business. And now just because you are bringing goods into Canada or selling goods abroad doesn't necessarily mean that you need one of these accounts. You could just be purchasing goods from Amazon that you're using in your business. That's totally different than actually importing directly from a supplier to have goods that you're then selling. So it depends on various different factors, but that's something that's important to be aware of and look into if you are running a type of business where you're importing products or exporting them. Now, some other industries that might need some extra licensing or permits would be things like daycares, child care centers or facilities, or even home-based child care centers as well. Maybe elderly or special care homes, for people who need extra care if they have disabilities or anything like that, or just elderly who need extra care. Oftentimes those types of businesses and facilities will need an extra license or permit, again depending on the region and what services they're providing and what type of clients they're working with and things like that. And now, of course, this isn't an exhaustive list. There's probably some that I'm missing, and it can vary so much from region to region and industry to industry. But the last couple ones I'm going to talk about in this video would be trades tickets or professional association memberships. So for example, if you are, starting a business, a plumbing business, an electrical business, a carpentry business, something like that, you might need to have certain credentials in that field, like have your journeyman certificate or journeyman ticket or something like that in order to actually be the main person for that business. And that can actually be the same with other industries like estheticians or hairstylists or whatever. Oftentimes, who's ever running the business or the main person there will need to have that credential, that certificate in that field. And then when it comes to professional associations, which would be similar, that might be something like if you're practicing as an accountant, you're practicing as a dentist, a physiotherapist, maybe a massage therapist, you might need to be, not only have the specific education to do that, but you might need to have like an active membership or license through the professional association for that specific profession. Regardless of where you are, you probably can't practice as a dentist unless you have the education and you have like an active license in good standing with the dental association of your region. So that's quite separate from the business, but that's still something you would need to operate your business properly, is making sure that you have that type of professional license or journey person certificate or whatever it may be. So hopefully this video was helpful. Again, a lot of businesses don't need anything extra, but then many do, as I mentioned in this video. So depends on the industry and the region and things like that, but always something to be aware of and look into. You don't want to run into a situation where you get a penalty, a fine, or get your business shut down because you failed to get the right permits or have the right licenses or whatever that may be. And so hopefully this video was helpful. If so, please click like. And if you're interested, you can check out my YouTube channel here, where I currently have over 175 videos that discuss business management and business startup topics. And if you have a question about one of those, or you're looking for some support with that, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I can address it there. And if you need extra support, you want to work with a consultant to help you start your business or improve your business, I will leave a link below where you can contact me to book a free initial consultation to discuss your goals, your problems, and see if I can help with those.